Ready?
So,
All right.
Roger.
Let's go.
Quiet on this up.
So just got done watching the HBO documentary, Vice Special Report, The Future of Work. If you're a business owner, you're starting up a business, you're an academic talking about business, or you work in a business, you need to watch it. It tackles a popular question today, which is how are robots, automation, and artificial intelligence impacting workers? We are introduced to an autonomous driving commercial truck, a fast food business that's replaced workers with hamburger flipping robots, and an Amazon worker feels like he's taking orders from his robot coworker. Don't forget the popcorn. It's entertaining, scary, informative, and it plays out to feel more like a horror film than a sci-fi. All seriousness. What's my problem? I believe Vice missed it. They didn't tell the whole story. They took the safe road like every other article and seminar talk that I hear today. Work is changing, and here's what I think Vice missed on a topic that's on the minds of young people, workers, employers, academics, politicians, the future of work. Number one, workforce training is failing.
Bankruptcy!
We've been slowly falling behind. Over the last 15 years, there's been little to no innovation in the tech we use to onboard, upskill, and develop our workforce. Today, 91% of a company's training investment is wasted on outdated learning platforms or live classroom lectures. Remember back in college when you used to watch the video and take the test? Hope I didn't give you any flashbacks. Somehow, this kind of stuff, we're still doing it. It's slow, it's boring, and it's ineffective. I mean, when was the last time you were excited to complete that learning module HR emailed you? The more simple reason I think workforce training is failing is because we still have a skills gap. At a time when we have more technology, more education, more information, and more resources than ever in human history. A recent survey found 4 in 5 CEOs still say their number one problem today is employees that aren't ready on day one. It isn't just CEOs saying it. Today, the majority of young people that graduate from college, they say they don't feel like their education actually prepared them for work. How do we still have a workforce that's not ready for today's jobs? So at a time when work is changing faster than ever, at a time when more venture capital dollars are being deployed to automate work, at a time when robots are being built to replace repeatable tasks, at a time like this, how can we be confident that we're going to be ready to respond when we aren't even ready today? We have jobs changing faster than ever, and it means companies, they need to throw away the manuals. They need to cut the cord on outdated software, and they need to invest in tech that's able to move at the speed that our jobs are changing. Number two, companies are listening to the wrong stuff. Another reason workforce training is failing is it has to do with the people in charge of it. Is that right, Connor?
It's damn right, Sam.
Okay. Companies continue to trust the few people inside of HR or learning and development to prepare their employees for work. Now, unfortunately, these roles are underfunded, they're overwhelmed, and they're not connected enough to react as quickly as we need today. I recently spoke with a major fast casual restaurant brand. They have over 300 locations, 3,600 team members, and only 3 people that are in charge of learning and development. This brand, like many others, trusts a few HR folks that are based 20 floors up in a corner office in Atlanta to build training content and trickle it all the way down to the frontline worker that's sitting here in a location in New York. When in reality, it should be the other way around. We should have the frontline worker, who's literally the closest to the customer-employee interaction, be the one that's observing and suggesting new best practices back up across the organization. And it's that intersection that's critical today. As work changes, these workers are going to be the first responders to the chaos that automation is going to bring to our workforce. As roles and responsibilities are restructured, they're reshuffled, they're redistributed, we need our workers at the front line reporting what's happening. This whole trickle-down training thing it's just not getting the job done. If it worked, we wouldn't have a skills gap. We'd have employees who are producing at higher levels with higher employee engagement, lower employee turnover, period. Number 3, the government's handcuffing workers. We need to make it easy for employees to skill themselves up, not harder. One of my biggest problems with the Vice documentary is how weak and vulnerable they made employees look. It's as if employees and the ones in the show had no legitimate course of action to save their job other than hoping for a miracle or hoping the government saves the day with initiatives like universal basic income. What we should be talking about is government regulations that are hurting our workforce. If we're serious about tackling skill gaps and preparing workers for the jobs of tomorrow, then we need rules that support this goal. Unfortunately today, government regulations are handcuffing a worker's ability to have any control over the response and their response to the changing nature of work. And they have made it harder than ever for companies to invest in training and development for their workers. I'm constantly talking to companies that operate in fear that labor rules limit their ability to invest in employees because of things like exposure to overtime or working off the clock, or even concerns about workers using their mobile device while they're at work to skill up. We need more public debate about how regulations that are labeled as protecting employees are actually hurting their prospects for the future. We need to rewrite the rules before it's too late. So now what? What's going to happen with work? Are robots going to take everyone's job, or are robots nowhere near the threat some have described? Who's going to win? Employee or robot?
Ask me what it's
This is awful. But depending on the day of the week, some say robots will support workers and create new jobs, and some say robots are going to eliminate. I don't believe anybody knows what's going to happen with work. The jury, that's still out. But just walk into your local CVS, Home Depot, or Walmart, and it's clear. Automation is making an impact. This stuff is going to fundamentally change the way that companies put people to work, and we need better software. We need a better way of thinking. We need everybody's participation along the way if we're actually going to respond the right way. Work is changing, and more change is coming. There's going to be some new jobs that pop up, and there's going to be some jobs that go away. What bothers me are companies and politicians that continue to do the same old stuff. The companies run by leaders who say things like, this is the way it's always been done. And the companies that complain about underskilled employees while being too cheap to invest in new ideas. I'm not cool with that. I'm not okay with that. And I'll tell you this, the ones that are okay with it, the ones that are backward thinking, those are going to be the brands that, just like certain jobs, they're not going to be here in the next few years. Just watch. Now back to work. Good?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on Bree?
Thank you.